Hey guys, and welcome back to Mower Repair. This is our next victim. This is a red push mower. I think it's a Toro, very cheap model Toro, but I'm not too sure. Here's the model number on this sweetheart, if any of you are interested in that. Looks like it's 11A A23K758. Recoil seems to be having just a little bit of an issue here and not sucking the rope back in. And I also noticed the gas tank looks kind of dirty inside. So we'll pull that off and we'll flush that out and see if we can get it out cleaner. Let's check the oil real quick while we're here. Pretty much none. Maybe a little bit on the very end of the stick, but certainly not very much. And I had pre-washed this thing. I had the power washer out the other day, so I washed this thing off. It was covered in filth, like covered up. So with that said, that's where the washout would go. Let's take a quick look underneath this thing and make sure we don't have a bent blade or something like that, and then we'll get going on it. All right, we got the sweetheart turned up on its side, and we're just going to kind of feel, first thing we're going to do is take the spark plug wire off. And then we're going to kind of get an idea whether this has a bent blade or not. I'm going to take my hand and put it right here and then rotate this around. And we are a good, I don't know, less than 1/4 inch off. So we definitely have compression. And I do think the crank is bent. It's been a little bit. It's not super bad. I've seen a heck of a lot worse. But man, this blade, it has chopped a lot of stuff besides grass. It is one rough son of a gun. First thing we need to do is fix the recoil, because this just isn't going to do it all. I think that's all it holds that on. Yep. Hey, the recoil comes off with it. Let's take these bolts out of here before we flip it over and lose them. That's been run around loose in there. I think it's supposed to actually be mounted up here, and it's not. Something tells me somebody's had a problem with this recoil before and didn't fix it. Looks like it's just got tabs holding it on. Let's see, let's start with this one because it's closer to my hand. I'm just applying pressure from the back side and working those out. That one's undone. Oh, gee whiz, there's 4 of them. All right, let's try this one next. That's interesting. It just decided to suck itself back in. Let's give her some lube. Maybe that's all she really needs, is just a little loving from the lube can. What we got? We got Zep 45 today. Hopefully some of that makes it in behind, down the back side. I think we may have fixed that already. What do you think? All right, we're just going to set that aside for a minute, pull our gas tank off, and see what we can do about that little mess right quick. I am certain we're going to go into the carburetor on this as well, so see what our air filter looks like. Yeah, she's a piece of foam. It's not terrible. It's let some stuff through, but not terribly bad, like I say, so we won't give it too much fuss. Oh, it's a 7mm. I was using standard sizes, but now I'm using millimeters. Oh yeah, there's another one out there. I was gonna say, it don't seem like it's enough of them. There's another one out here. Set those down. Now this thing should be fairly loose. There must be yet another one. My gosh, there is another smaller one. Now it's looser. Oh, we got the awesome plastic carburetor. No choke, just uses a prime. Take our fuel line off, although we know there's no fuel in the gas tank. It's mostly full of dust. Kind of careful with that plastic nipple on the carburetor, because the whole carburetor is plastic. All right, let's roll this back off here. Take off our governor linkage. It's so cheap, there is no spring. Wow, that thing weighs almost nothing. I think we've been inside of one of these before, but we'll go back into this one. Let's go ahead and pull our gas tank off. We know it needs to be cleaned out. Yeah, dust and dirt's just falling out of it. Makes me wonder about the condition of this motor. This is going to have an O-ring in here that seals this up. So I'm going to turn it sideways a little bit where I can actually get on it. And then very lightly pry it off. Like that. There we go. Yeah, there's some junk in there. Let's pull our float pin. There's our float and our float needle. Nothing inside of it. That's good. Float needle doesn't look too bad. Now, if I remember before, we pulled this piece out and there's a jet in the side of it, and then it does all kinds of weird stuff. So let's go ahead and pop that baby out of there. Let's go ahead and pop that baby out of there. Ay, caramba. You can see the junk on the side of that one right there. See if we can destroy it. It's coming out very slowly. Let's give it the old rocking. There we go. Oh, good. Got gas all over me. Yep, it's old funky gas too. So yeah, I don't know. There's some water in there. I don't know if they can make this any cheaper or not. Does this separate? It looks like it would. It does. There's an emulsion tube. Well, I'll be darned. There's all kinds of strange stuff with this thing. Yeah, two brass jets molded into the plastic. Emulsion tube. This will be our low speed here. It's got another one there. And I bet there's nothing on the body outside of that. Nope, no adjustments, no nothing. Let's see, let's blow into here. See if anything comes out anywhere else. That didn't work. I didn't see anything anywhere else, so that might be a completely plugged jet. Could be that I just didn't get enough seal on it. I do believe either one is possible. That jet definitely works. Emulsion tube holes are clean. I'm just questioning this jet right here. It's flowing now. You can see it coming out that emulsion tube. So it's certainly flowing now. I think we did have a plug up there. Set these aside. Because I'm going to clean the inside, I might as well clean the outside too, you know? Get the air gun out. Alrighty, let's put our carb back together real quick. I think we got everything cleaned out good enough. We'll spritz it off again as we go. Yep, that's still working pretty good. Oh, we got to put this piece on there first. Blow him out again. All right. I think this goes this way. Yeah, that seems more righter. Let's give her just a little bit of the, what is this, ZEP 45 here to make it like to slide on a little better. That didn't help much. There we go. Ta-da! And this would go, that's a long one, so it'd go that way, this way. Probably should have spritzed that a bit too. No, still not down in there. Let's give it a little lube as well. Clean off my pliers. Pull this sweetheart back out of here. I want to give it just a little love on the O-rings. Oh yeah, that'll do. Figure this out again. Yep, that way. Now that did help that time. Whatcha? Yeah, that's down pretty good. Put our float in. Float needle goes in the groove. We'll set this down on here with the needle in that hole. If you're wondering what hole, the only hole that's down there it'll go in. All right, let's give our O-ring on here, just a little spritz. Skin's not very good at little spritzes. It's better at big spritzes. And this is going to go in a certain way, and boy, howdy, I don't remember which way it is. I think it's this way because that sticks into that. Let's see if that seems righter. It's either going to be more righter or less righter, one of the two. Yep, it's seating down. That's pretty good. Turn it just a touch. Now, we don't want to apply just a whole bunch of horsepower to this thing. Putting these in. That's probably too much. That's better. There's an O-ring that goes here. And it's going to go this way. And this side has a plastic white O-ring in it. And that's what seals up against the engine, and this goes towards the air filter. All right, let's set our carb back on, and then we'll move on with the fuel tank cleaning. Because there's very little more exciting than that. Hook up our governor. Throttle, governor, you know. And that goes underneath there, that goes in the groove. This thing squishes onto the angina like that. And then this thing holds it all on. This thing kind of sits on here like that. Got a couple of dowel pins back there. And then our smaller screws held this onto the bracket. That holds that to the carburetor. Then these hold the air filter on. All right, that's all tightened back up. That bulb seems to be in pretty good shape. Our gas tank here is pretty crusty inside. And I'm going to put some gas in here and slosh it around and then run it back out to get rid of some of the dirt that's in there. This has a pretty fine screen in the bottom, but it ain't that fine. All right, we're going to clamp off this hose. We're going to put some gas in here and shake it like a shake and bake and then dump it back out. Pretty much it. We got our tank flushed out and we'll remount this sweetheart on here. Hook up our gasoline line again. There we go. Now we'll put some fuel in our gas tank. Put just a little bit of oil in this thing because it's pretty stinking low. And we'll see if she'll start. I'm going to hook up the spark plug wire now that we're done playing around underneath for the time being. Hoo-cha! We got fuel in her. We'll hook up that vent there and give her some pumps. One, oh, gonna have to put the starter on before we go much farther. Yep, that's gonna make a big difference. Our carburetor was running over. All right, that'll get those three taken care of. Don't need to prime it because our carburetor's running over. I gave it a whack and I think it stopped. Let's see if she'll actually dance. She'll still sing. See if there's anything else we need to do. Let's see, nothing underneath it. Oh, the bail come undone. It's supposed to die when that happens. I'm going to open the garage door. Hook our bail down and try it again. There is something messed up in our plastic carburetor. I can sit here and pump this thing and it'll run fine, but it's just not getting the fuel it needs on its own. So I think we're just going to get a different carburetor for this or see what runs and go that way about it. I'll bring you back when I get that done. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to move you back here, make sure there's nothing under the mower, because it gets exciting when stuff's under the mower. We're going to get 1, 2, 3 pumps. We'll actually do what it says. Okay. Alrighty, I think we're going to stop there because I can move the governor back and bring it way down and let go and boom, it comes right back. I can also push the governor forward and overspeed the engine, and it also comes right back to where it needs to be. It is hunting just a little bit right there at that speed it's running at full throttle, but it's taking more gas. It's taking more throttle very well. So I think we're going to try that. I think that's where we're going to leave it. It is way better than it was before. It's not as much, but I'm afraid if we go richer on it, then all we're going to do is make it burn more fuel and just foul the plug. So this is kind of how this thing is set to run. They're set to run extremely lean, and it is still extremely lean, although it's not as lean as it was. This thing has the Briggs & Stratton 550E, E for extra lean, I guess, series, and 5.5 is not horsepower. That is foot-pounds of gross torque. Anyway, it's 140 cc's. This is running as probably good as it's going to, and I'll put it through the paces with the grass, see how it does then. Anyway, in the meantime, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Make some comments down below what you've done differently or what I didn't do right. I'm a pretty big boy. I can take the comments, and I will respond to you. So, with that said, thank you, and God bless.